MGS3 trailer just dropped. I am a huge Metal Gear Solid fan. Let's check it out and hope that it's good. Unreal Engine 5, right? East and west.
Over Pakistan, altitude 30,000 feet. Approaching Soviet airspace.
Listen up, Jack. Your mission is to infiltrate Selino Yask in the Soviet mountains, ensure the safety of Sokolov, and bring him back to the west. Your codename for this mission will be Naked Snake. I'll be referring to you as Snake from now on. The clock is ticking. This will be a sneaking mission. You must not be seen by the enemy. You must leave no trace of your presence.
Oh, wow.
Clear? This kind of infiltration is the Fox unit's specialty. In other words,
some MGS5 stuff.
Procure on site. That goes for food as well. You're completely naked, just as your name implies.
Oh, wow, damn.
I have to find my own weapons and equipment. Whose crazy idea was this anyway?
The mission rests entirely in your hands.
But what would that new gameplay do? Spetsnaz. Over the shoulder aiming.
Speak.
Meow. Was that the Patriot? No, that was the M16. Boss. What up, girl?
Commencing virtuous mission now.
Okay, alright. So, is that it? We gonna get anything else? Okay, so let's go back for a second. And let's take a look at this. So, as we know, they are using the original recordings. As far as I know, this is not a re-recording. It doesn't feel like a re-recording. As someone who's played Metal Gear Solid 3 200 plus times before streaming was even a thing, just because I loved the game as a teenager, this is very much how it does sound. So they are carrying over the recordings. Snake's face to me looks like it's Big Boss, looks like it's a Naked Snake, but also kind of looks like it's a dude. They got the nose right, and they got the arch of the eyebrows really well. His side, like, wrinkles aren't as prominent. His cheeks aren't as prominent as they are in MGS3. That's kind of the big giveaway between Solid Snake and Big Boss. But right there, they got the eyes really well. It looks straight out of one of Yoshi Shinkawa's artworks. Lighting looks good, but it doesn't have the Metal Gear Solid 3 yellow hue to it. So that's a completely different vibe that I talked about a few months ago. The greens look good. We'll see how it goes. I hear it's been delayed for a while. Frame rate looks a little low here. I don't know what's going on with that. But it might just be the video. Plus, it's still in development. But this MGS3, is the enemy AI the exact same? But with Metal Gear Solid 5 onwards, AI and gameplay? Like, MGS5 gameplay, MGS3 AI, that could really create an unbalance. And Metal Gear Solid 3 in itself is also very easy. It's the only Metal Gear Solid game up to that point that I recommend playing on Extreme for a decent experience. Later on, MGS4 was the exact same, even easier. I have to find my own. So I hope there's balance. David Hayter.
Whose crazy idea was this anyway?
The mission rests entirely in your hands.
It's also weird that they aren't remaking Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2 first. They said the reason they're doing number 3 first is because it's the first in the timeline. Okay, but Metal Gear Solid is best played in chronological order of release, not in release of timeline, right? Like the character development and everything that comes from MGS3 is built off of Metal Gear 2, MGS2, MGS1. Playing it this way would be a different experience altogether. Also, his nails are very clean for someone that's going through the swamp. Hygiene, boys. I think the graphics look good, but it also kind of looks like it's one of those gambling machines over in Tokyo that Konami be using. The boss looks good. She does look different. In a way, she kind of looks younger. Maybe it's because the Unreal Engine kind of gives them really healthy looking skin for someone in her mid-40s has gone through a lot of suffering and pain. You know? But she looks really good overall. The skin is a little odd. His cheeks are very full. I'm very much analyzing the artwork and overall design of this, because gameplay wise it's probably going to be really good. I also love that Snake's hair gets dirtied and muddied. I think that adds a lot.
Virtuous mission.
I knew it was going to end with this, but this straight up one of the screenshots that we used to always see for MGS3, so this is a good comparison. He's using the splitter face paint and the olive starting outfit, which is nice. And this is... Oh, there's Ocelot down there. First little look at Ocelot. He looks good. Yeah, Ocelot looks good. You're pretty good. And this is the beginning. This is after you fight Ocelot and you're in the caves, working your way towards the pain, which seems to be a redesign, because in the original PS2, this is dark as hell, and it actually brightens up automatically over time, so you're not trapped there forever if you didn't figure out to use the torch or get the torch. This is the place that was used in the reveal trailer for this remake, and I instantly recognized it because of these trees. If you don't know, you come back here later optionally and get like water face paint, and these dudes do see you from their little flying thing. You can shoot that and knock them down. This also leads to the end where you can shoot them and kill them early, and over here is where you get the sniper rifle. Yeah, I think it looks like Metal Gear Solid 3, but with an art style that makes it look different. I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing. I don't know if that is something I would say is a good thing, but I will have an open mind on how it goes. MGS3, in my opinion, is one of the greatest games of all time, and on the surface level, you would say I'm excited to play one of the greatest games I've ever loved with better graphics. But when it comes to altering an art style, you are also altering atmosphere, and an overall tone is changed. Thankfully, this doesn't look like something like the GTA remasters. This is a full-on remake. But how much of the skeleton besides the recordings are still here? This is later on. This is on the way to the end should you choose to fight him. This is actually the most dense part of the forest area of MGS3 and one of my favorite locations ever in the game. Metal Gear Solid 3 is the most replayable MGS in my opinion, despite MGS1 being my favorite game of all time. And up here is the mountain area. After you get spotted, there's a bunch of holes you can crawl through. But the boss, Snake Eater Delta, is it? Or whatever it is. Whatever the triangle means. Yeah, I would say I would be optimistic about the release of MGS3 Remake. I think as far as remakes go, for the most part, you're hoping for just as good as the original, but more often than not, you're going to get a downgrade, which is why I'm very cautious about being excited. But given that they do seem to be using some of the skeleton of the original MGS3, I think the best case scenario is, here's Metal Gear Solid 3 with a graphics mod. You know what I mean? Obviously, they're using Metal Gear Solid 5 gameplay or an evolution of Metal Gear Solid 5 gameplay. But depending on how this AI interacts, it's either going to be a fresh take or you're just going to feel overpowered. But that's MGS3. I hope everyone enjoyed. Thank you for watching. I've been your host, Chris, K-R-I-S. I will be keeping tabs on this, and I will, regardless of my opinion, be buying it and streaming it day one. So follow me on Twitch, links below, and become a member here on YouTube. And don't forget to like the video and leave a comment on your thoughts. Are you excited? Are you against the idea of the remake because of the history of remakes and how they tend to be? And we know how the Master Collection turned out. So don't be fooled by just visuals. We have to wait, you know what I mean? But Metal Gear Solid 3, one of the greatest games of all time. One of my favorite games of all time. Easily in my top 5 favorite games. Alongside MGS1 and Resi 4. So I have high expectations, and I hope that most of them are at least met. So we'll see. Also, Eva didn't appear in this trailer. They'll be saving her jigglies for later. Bye.